Good morning. Good morning. All right. If you can see me, if you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. I can see you. I can hear you. We are recording. All right. Sweet. All right, you guys, are you ready? Today, we're going to be talking about how can you have the love you want in your life, as well as be an entrepreneur and be in business. Entrepreneurs, guys, you know this is tough, right? I'm not going to try to pretend like this isn't something that we have to really figure out. This is a massive learning curve for you guys. And even if you're doing it together, may make it a little bit easier because at least you guys understand each other. But there's still a lot of things that you have to pay attention to and keep in mind. And so that's what we're actually going to be talking about today. So you guys know that there's a whole lot more than 6 points, but these 6 points just get you started, get you thinking about it, get you really focused on the aspect of what you want to do in creating this balance. Now, balance may not be the best term. It may be more of harmonious, because sometimes you might find, well, I can't quite keep things balanced like this, but I put my attention where it needs to be at the times that it needs to be, so everything feels like it's in harmony, right? Much like an orchestra, like all the instruments aren't playing all the time. There's times when this comes up, it goes down, and then this comes up and goes down, and then there's some things that stay going on the whole time. And so I'd love for you to think about it like that. I'd love for you to think about it like this is you putting harmony into your life, putting harmony into, okay, so this is how I can bring what feels like balance into my relationship and into my business. Now, like I mentioned, there's a lot more. And so if you feel like, oh yeah, this is definitely an area I want to work on, please reach out to me. This is definitely something that you can get more support on. I help people that are dealing with any kind of challenges and struggles. And so, for instance, when we have our mindset kind of in the wrong direction, or we think it's in the right direction, but we're not getting the results we want, that tells us that our mindset is off. And so I share with you guys all the time my own stuff, right? I let you know that this is a lifestyle. So you are practicing this stuff. We all make mistakes as we're learning and growing. And so in relationships, it's so important that we keep that communication open. And even though that's not one of my points today, that's one of my points in all the time. All the time. Always keep communication open in any relationship you have, including with yourself. There are times when you think you might be listening to yourself. There are times when you think you might be listening to your partner, whether business or intimate or children. But if you look at the results and they're not matching what you say you want, you're not listening. There's something you're missing. And so it's important that you connect with somebody who can actually take a look at those things with you and see what you're missing. Right? I have had clients that are like, I don't know what the problem is. I think the problem is the other person, but I've got no friends. I keep pushing people away. They say that I'm reactive. They say that I'm rude. They say that I'm narcissistic, but I don't think that I am. I think I'm listening. I think I'm being honest. I think some of my clients are like, well, I think I'm just being brutally honest. We can remove the brutal out of that communication practice. So it's just important to know that if this is something that you're struggling with, these 6 points are not the answer. They are support to helping you bring calm into your life, helping you to start to think about the other steps that you want to take. And it's important. I have my own coaches too. It's important that you have somebody who can look on, who's neutral, and go, yeah, no, that's not what I'm seeing. What you're seeing, no, that's not what I'm getting based on your results and based on what you've shared with me. And they're able to give you literal specific information. And I'm able to give you step-by-step blueprint formulas to mirror, so you can take it on, you can practice literally in your life and implement what we're learning. And you're going to understand what's going on your subconscious level that you didn't know before. So I just want to let you know that's why I do this work, because I myself use this work, have gone through this work, have had terrible anxiety from child abuse growing up and negative thinking and not good enough and so much of this stuff that just kept me down, even though people thought I was being successful. They saw what was happening for me and my results, which were great, but they didn't see what was happening inside. And it was turmoil. I always felt like I was not good enough. I always felt like I was alone. I always felt like nobody really understood what I was going through. And I still have to work on that stuff as it comes up. As I'm outside of my box at times, it might hit those buttons. And so I work on them. But now I work on them quickly, easily, within a few minutes versus days and weeks and months and years, the way it used to be. So, all right, let's get to it. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if this is resonating with you. I really do love being on here with you guys. This work I do because it's really something that, as I just shared with you, is something that really made a change in my life. I'm going to actually share this. So while you're here, go ahead and share this as well. The idea is to get this information out to others so they are not feeling like they're alone. They're not feeling like this is just something that they're stuck with and have to figure out how to compensate. There's actually answers for almost all of this in helping you to retrain your thinking, helping you to understand what's going on a subconscious level that I had no idea. I wasn't even aware of that was a thing. I wasn't aware that was an issue. And so it allows you to be able to have that calm and that experience to show up in your business in a really amazing way and show up in your relationships in this beautiful way. And it looks like better communication. It looks like better self-understanding. It looks like less reactive. It looks like calmer in your body. It looks like my partner and I can hear each other. My clients and I can hear each other. I'm not getting these weird things that don't match what I'm trying to create. I'm able to take things on that I was anxious of before. I thought I was an introvert, but instead I was really just scared. I had so many fears, right? So it shows up in many of those ways and more. Okay, so go ahead and share it. I'm doing the same thing. And that way we can make sure to get this information out to people, because there's a lot of folks who feel like this is kind of uncomfortable, or emotions aren't safe to deal with, or I've always been told not to, not to address this, or, I've had people that are just like, no, I don't feel anything. So I don't have to worry about it. But it's just not very helpful. It's not very healing. It's not going to let you get out of the box you feel like you're stuck in. All right, cool beans. So number one, you might find that this seems totally impossible. I totally felt this was impossible until, and like I said, I am transparent with you guys, until I learned that I was not being who I thought I was in my relationship, right? And yes, my husband had to wake me up on that. And he had to say, no, you think you're balancing, but you're not. You think you're giving me time, but you're not, because you're always, wondering or thinking about this thing you need to do, or, there's always this experience that I'm not priority. And so that's a big kick, right? That's a huge kick. And so it's important that we do keep communication, like I mentioned before, so that way that we're really hearing, because I thought I was hearing, but I wasn't, not clearly, not enough, right? And so I wasn't creating the balance. I was just creating what I thought was enough. And it's okay to be wrong, and it's okay to address these things and not get mad at each other and have these conversations. It brings that peace. And so, number one, put your phone down and go into peace. And whether that's with your partner, whether it's by yourself, give yourself that time to remove and practice removing away from business. I used to do it, and then I found myself in a bad habit, right? We do this sometimes, of waking up, work, having a lunch break, and then coming back to work right away, 5-10 minutes. Now I make sure I take a lunch break, at least a half an hour. I'm also making sure that I'm spending time, instead of work, or, just focusing on work, taking that time. And I've had clients that have had to do this too. You might think, I can't put my phone down. Once you start doing it, you'll get used to it. And you might say, as a business owner, I can't, I've got so much going on. I've got to do this and I've got to do that. There is some of that. And so then sit down with your partner, your children, whomever it is. It could be all of them. Could even be a business partner. Discuss your schedule. Discuss your time. And for some of us, your schedule might have to be flexible. But for others, it could just be, no, this is my cutoff. So for me, I do have a couple of nights where I work with clients in the evening, and that can fluctuate a little bit. And so we just have it that we're figuring out, okay, what is feeling good enough? What is feeling like I'm giving you that attention? What is feeling, and it's creating a deeper bond and a deeper connection. And there's other things that you can do as well. When you're thinking about things that you like and enjoy, instead of I and he or I and she, you can think of we. Think of we in every area. We are doing this. We are creating this. We. And so it creates, instead of the separation as much, more of a connected togetherness. So these are just some little added bonuses. Please add in the comments, put a heart or put whatever emoji has you connected to this, what feeling is coming up for you. I want to make sure that any questions that you have, that we address them. So make sure that you put any questions that are there as well. And thank you so much, guys, for the hearts. I really do appreciate that. Hearts back to you. Okay, so what you're thinking about as you're moving forward and working with your partner, your business partner, however that looks for you, I want you to be able to know there's room for mistakes, right? We tend to think that we can't make mistakes. It's got to be perfect. If we're not perfect, there's going to be troubles and all this stuff. Give yourself room to know that you can make mistakes even in these points. Okay, number 2. Play, 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 have fun. Put it in your calendar. You might be like, well, putting play in my calendar, that's not fun at all. Yes, plan for play. 10 minutes minimum. Even if you break it up into 5, I don't care what it looks like, but let yourself have fun. Even if right now you're doing a live and you get up and you're like, woohoo, let's play, let's jump, let's interact. How you guys doing? All right out there, woo! Let yourself have some fun and play. Because you can, because it gets your body feeling good, because it gets you moving a lot of the time, just like I just did. It gets all of your positive chemicals and all of your endorphins and everything, just like, yay! And it feels really good. Oftentimes we spend way too much time being very serious. And when we do that, it has the body in stress. Constant stress and strain and tension on the neck and on the muscles and down the back and the stomach and the jaw into the temples, headaches, tension headaches, stress. Breathe, right? Even if you just did opening up your chest, opening up your vessels to get more oxygen into your body, opening up your arms, your pecs, releasing that tension on your back muscles, your rhomboids, your traps. Just allow yourself to have fun, even in this, right? I'm telling my body, fun, this is fun, yay. Now, I'm not like, woo, roller coaster fun, but I do feel lighter. I do feel like I'm having fun. I do feel like I'm being kiddish and having joy and play. And that was just a couple minutes and I already feel better. And hopefully you do too, as you're, going through the process and thinking about it. Sometimes even if we watch somebody else have fun, we're just like, they look so silly, but it's helping us feel more fun. So allow yourself to do that, and doing it with your partner, right? You guys can play, even if you're just so serious, you could play Thumb Wars. You don't have to even do much, right? You could tell each other jokes. You could just have a time, hey, let's go walk. And in the midst of walking, let's skip or let's jog if you need to keep it all grown up, right? So give yourself time to play and have fun, whatever that looks like. And if you're not sure and you feel uncomfortable, I have worked with couples before to help them have fun. They're just not used to it. It feels uncomfortable. But when we do it together and when I create it, now all of a sudden it doesn't feel uncomfortable anymore. And it's not new because now I'm doing it. And you get assignments to have fun. based on what you guys say your fun is. And so then now it's an assignment. So we have to accountability. And so it makes that happen. All right, so number 3, the way you want to be able to remove perfectionism from your life, which adds so much stress and burden, is to create a list of what you're grateful for. What are you grateful for about your business? What are you grateful for about yourself? What are you grateful for of the blessings that God has given you? What are you grateful for of your purpose in this life? What are you grateful for with your partner and being connected, or your future partner if you don't have one right now? What are you grateful for with your children? What are you grateful for in nature? What are you grateful for about your body, how it's holding in all of your intestines and keeps your eyeballs from popping out randomly and hanging? Some people can do that, by the way. So writing what you're grateful for fills your body with, oh my gosh, yeah, that's right. Ah. And gratitude emulates out of you. What a great way to start your day, pouring into your clients or into your customers from gratitude. All right, cool beans. Number 4, you're going to be taking a look at what are your priorities. Now, oftentimes you might have extra things in your day that you don't have to do, but you have plugged in there because you think you have to do them. And sometimes it's very tough to be able to see what you don't have to do. Unfortunately, though, those are busy things and they keep you from getting the income that you want or the self-care that you want or having time for your relationship. And so we get to take a look at, what do my priorities look like? And again, I help clients do that. So if you feel like, I'm not sure, I feel like I have to do, give me a little heart attack. I feel like I have to do all these things, which is why I have that alarm, because I have to get going. But we feel like, oh my gosh, we've got all these things on our calendar. But when you allow yourself to prioritize and break it down, like, I really don't have to do that. Yeah, that'll buy me another 30 minutes to get some calls in or to get some paperwork done or to do the stuff that I've been putting off, right? So we'll take a look at what that is. And so number 5, let yourself be in the moment. Business owners, actually anybody, parents, anybody who's busy has a very hard time just, okay, I'm focused on just this. Oftentimes it's like, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do this. What time is it? Okay, I got to get over there. And even like me having that alarm on, I put the alarm so I could focus totally on you guys, but then remind me, hey, you got to get finished, right? Because I can tend to go over if it's a really good topic or you guys have some really good questions. Okay. So when you're doing that, being in the moment, if you're like, I don't know how to do that. I've already tried to do that. I don't know how to meditate. I don't know how to do all that stuff. That's woo-woo stuff. I can actually teach you how, and it's not woo-woo stuff. It's actually stuff that the body needs, the heart needs, teaching, like I was just sharing with you, releasing of the muscles. The body needs that. Kind of like you need to plug in your phone and it needs to recharge. Your body needs to step into that calm for just a bit, because during that time is when it's recharging. Right? Even if it's 10 minutes a day. Okay, and last but not least, the idea of taking a look at what's your structure of your life overall. What's your structure with your business? What's your structure with your relationship? What are your goals? What is the communication setup like? What is the recreation setup like? What is the self-care versus the we care look like? What are the financials set up to look like? What, each thing. And then outside of that, what about extended family and friends? What's the structure look like? How do we allow you to create that harmony, that orchestra, right? That's going to go up and that's going to go down. That's going to go up and that's going to go down. And then it's going to come together. So allowing yourself to do that, because when you allow yourself to take a look at the structure, you can see where there might be some fault lines that have got to be repaired, or you can see where there's some structure damage, or maybe something wasn't built on the foundation correctly, and we just get it in there, right? We put in that extra sand where that needs to be. We come in and rebuild that wall that needs to be there. So really, we're coming in with activities. We're coming in with action steps. We're coming in with understanding what might be in the way. We're coming in with looking at both parties' intentions and seeing what's being met and not met. So allow yourself to realize practicing this 6 steps will begin to create for you what it is that you want to create. And then reach out to me. You can call me. My number's right over here. You can message me on any of my social medias. And guys, if you don't, excuse me, I keep having hiccups. If you don't hear from me, just shoot me a text message. I want to make sure that I hear from you. You are so important. What you need in your life is just a few tools away. And you don't have to lose your relationship or lose your business or lose your mind, for that matter. As you're going through this process, this gets to be a joy for you. It will be work. It'll be tough too, but it gets to be a joy, and it gets to be this beautiful experience. So when you look back, you're like, wow, versus looking back and like, oh, so glad that's over. Right? That way you can enjoy doing your business every step of the way. You can enjoy being in your relationship every step of the way. And for those of us who've had to do things the hard way, you can learn from us instead of having to do it yourself and have the different heartbreaks and the different things and the different stuff that we had to learn from, right? This stuff I've gotten because it's experiential, and some of it was experimental. So you can take it and you can learn from it. You've got facts, you've got tools, you've got step-by-step, you've got my experience, you've got all my clients' experiences that I'll be able to share with you in general, not their personal information, but you'll be able to see, oh, this is how I can do it. As you can. All right, you guys, bring it in. Big squishy hugs. You take care of you and know that you're loved whether you like it or not. Ciao for now. I guess you're not going anywhere because it's not closing. Bye, guys.